Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making some pancakes for lunch and I thought I would share with you how I do them. I've been making pancakes like this for over 20 years. They are cheap, simple, and they are also vegan. You can make them not vegan if you want to. As Pancake Day is nearly upon us, I thought I would share what I'm going to do. So all you need for these pancakes is some plain flour, some baking powder, some sugar, some milk. I'm using soya milk because this is what I really like, but you can use whatever milk you like. And you need some oil for the pan. And you basically just put all the ingredients into a jug and whisk it. And I'm using a Maggi whisk. That's what I like to use. So for this pancake recipe, you need 1 cup of the flour. You need 2 cups of milk. I will put all this in the description. So 1 cup of flour, 2 cups of milk, a tablespoonful of sugar, and a tablespoonful of baking powder. So you put all that in the jug and whisk it up. So I don't know if you can see with this shadow, I'm trying to film with one hand and mix this with the other, but you can see this is all mixed up now. So that's my mixture ready to go. So over here I've got my frying pan on the stove and I've coated the bottom with some oil. I'm using vegetable oil. I have tried with the squirty, fry lighty type stuff, but I can never get it to work very well with that. I just use proper oil for my pancakes. Don't have them very often. And I've got it on a fairly high heat. And the trick with pancakes is to make sure your oil is reasonably hot. Sometimes the first pancake never goes quite well, and it's because the pan hasn't had time to heat up properly. So you need the pan reasonably hot before you put some mixture in. When your pan is nice and hot, you just pour some of the mixture in and tilt it so that it covers the whole of the bottom of the pan. And then let it sizzle away and cook. I like to just sort of use a fish slice and keep an eye on it. So I've got it on quite a high heat. My dial goes from 1 to 6 and I've got it at number 5 at the moment, but you might have to adjust it a little bit during the cooking. And just sort of keep an eye on it, and when it's golden underneath, you just flip it over to cook the other side, which might be quite difficult for me to film. But I just sort of look at, like at the moment it's still really pale underneath, so I'm going to wait another minute or so until it's nice and golden underneath. You can see it's getting golden there. I like mine a little bit browner, so I'm just going to wait a minute and then I'm going to put my fish slice underneath it and flip it over. I would toss it in the pan, but not on camera. So now I'm going to try and flip this like that. There we go. See, that's nice and golden. And then you just let the underneath cook. Another way you can cook this mixture, it's exactly the same mixture, but instead of making one big thin pancake, what I used to do a lot when my children were little is I'd make smaller, thicker pancakes. You cook it the same, but you just have to make sure that it's cooked in the middle, so you leave it in there a little bit longer, and I perhaps flip it a couple of times to make sure, because they're a bit thicker, they're cooked in the middle. But my kids used to love these and we used to have them a lot. So again, you just wait for it to be cooked underneath and then flip it, and then you can have like smaller pancakes.